Check it out, y'all. It's the Kid Stranger repping El Imperio Records, El Imperio TV, and this is where hip hop has no borders. As we fix the camera. I think it was called One Level. Did you guys see that? You guys, I just want to see if it's live like that. So basically, yeah, I'm trying to get it. So basically,
I'll hold it from there.
all right. So yeah, because basically we're both of us are not in the shot, right?
Grab that stool. Put that stool. Put that stool
Unless we log out of that one, it's saying that the orientation is locked. Like the picture, like we're not
This one right here. That's your left thing.
right here, right? I'm in the shot right here. You good? Um. Well, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, Zen. Welcome to El Imperio TV, brother.
Yo, what's up, man?
Is definitely been definitely an episode that I've been anticipating for a while. You know what I mean? Reason being because um, everyone that has met you, you know, knows you, um, has built a friendship with you. and or maybe just for the first time meeting you, everyone has always spoken, nothing but great things about you.
And I appreciate that.
And um, a man of many talents. You know what I'm saying? Um, the music is fire. The photography is fire.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You know, and your poetry is also fire. What inspires you, bro?
Man, everything. Um, I mean, really, man, anything. Just the experience of life. I
Yeah.
think people try so hard to like always have something to say or feel like
Mm.
it has to be in this format. Um, I pretty much, man, just write whenever, whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, Before social media, man, I would write shit on the back of like paper bags, the back of receipts,
Mm.
whatever. So a lot of times, man, when I post status messages,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's sometimes it's me working through a poem or a rhyme. Sometimes it's just other random thoughts.
Mm. Yeah. That's crazy. Um, walk us through like a day to day with Zen. Like
Oh, you sure?
like what's it like? Because um, like you were just mentioning about your post, right? And every post, like there's how do I tell you, like metaphorically, like it's always like a bar, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like dope, like like a dope rap, like a bar from like a dope rap, and it's like all the time, you know what I'm saying? And so like walk us through like what's like a day to day with Zen.
Work. I
Yeah.
work. I go to work, man. I'm really out the way. Uh, Most people that know me or have known me for a long time,
Yeah.
it's probably like a portion of those people that'll probably tell you like, "Yo, we don't see Zen like no more. Like Zen don't be outside no more."
Mm.
Um, I think there was like kind of a shift for me, like during and after the pandemic. Um, just I don't know, man. I'm not as motivated by a lot of the same things that I once was or that many other people are. Um, there's a lot of like I don't know. I like weird shit. Like I mean, my idea of fun is not always the same as everyone else's.
Right, right, right.
Um, like for me, instead of going to like whatever the most popular party is or whatever, man, you might catch me at like some random ass night in a dive bar singing karaoke. Like I like shit like that.
Nice, cool vibes.
Um, but otherwise, man, like when I'm not outside, which is very rare, I go to work. I go to work every day. I work throughout the day, and I go home.
And then I'm sure you work some more, right? Like
Yeah, like
photography, right? Um, do you remember the first picture uh, that was like the moment where you basically saw that you have the skill with the behind the, like with the camera?
it's hard for me to like answer that question because I've never been a person that's like, oh man, look at this, I'm dope.
Okay.
I just always do the things that I like and let them speak for themselves. Um, I've
Mm.
been fortunate enough to have friends and family, and even some strangers, see things that I've done and appreciate them and
Yeah.
place enough value on them that they want to pay for it or that they want to promote it.
Yeah.
So I can't think of one image that for me was like, oh man, because for me, photography started off as something I was always interested in, but didn't really have the courage to like try. And then I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year before I moved to New York, uh, my girlfriend at the time bought me a camera, a used camera. It was a Nikon D60. I had one lens, and I couldn't sleep. I've always had, issues with insomnia. I don't sleep very much,
Mm.
so I would just roam around in the middle of the night, and take photos of old buildings and just random shit. And uh, it kind of a funny story with that. One of my coworkers where I was working at the time would see me out walking
Mm.
and thought that I was homeless. So she told some of the people at work,
Mm.
like, "Yo, I'm concerned about, concerned about Zen. Like, you know,
This is
we
here in Rockford.
this is here in Rockford."
Wow.
And
Okay.
so I appreciate that they were concerned about my well-being, but
Yeah.
it was kind of funny that they thought I was homeless. But I mean, I guess if you see somebody walking real late at night all the time, I guess maybe.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I started just photographing stuff at night, random buildings, and ended up making a pretty good friend. I would post these photos on Facebook sometimes, and one night, this guy, uh, this guy named Wesley Curtis, messages me and
Mm.
starts telling me the history of all these different buildings. He's like, "Yeah, man, that used to be a club, and this used to be a music studio, and this used to be." And so I learned some like Rockford history from this guy, and we ended up meeting later on because he ended up in a band with some guys that, and we were all living in a house together at the time, and he's a pretty good drummer. Um, yeah.
And how competitive would you say is the photography game?
Uh, I would say much more competitive than it needs to be. And what I mean by that is, I think there is healthy competition. I think there is friendly competition. Friendly competition is me and you working at a coffee, owning a coffee shop together,
Mm.
and we open up the cafe, and we unlock the doors, and we start setting up, and you look at me and you say, "Zen, I'm gonna sell more coffee than you today." And then I say, "Nah, I'm gonna sell more coffee than you today." That's friendly competition because at the end of the day, all that money goes into the same register and it goes toward what we're doing together. And so we are doing something constructive that is going to be progressive. Outside of that, I think that people have this desire to compete because they lack identity. And I think people's struggle for identity results in competition and comparison in ways that are not constructive. And so oftentimes, there's nothing about me that you could copy if I'm myself. You can't replicate. You can't copy my fingerprint. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? So everyone has a fingerprint when it comes to artistry. Um, and so I don't think people spend enough time being themselves to to see that there's always a lane for you. No one can beat you at being you.
Mm. Now, from the three, right? Photography, being a music artist, writer. If you had to pick one, it's the end of the world, and you only get to pick one out of the three. Which one does Zen pick?
Man, I'll probably go back to the thing that I did first, and that's writing. You look at every aspect of history and even the foretelling of the future. It's writing. This is how we pass on messages. It's how we pass on along history, instructions, secrets, plans, inventions. All of these things are documented. So I I can't see myself ever giving up writing, even if no one ever reads it.
And what's your take on the local Rockford music scene?
See my answer to the previous question. Um, I love, I love, I love hate the whole dynamic of the the hip hop scene here because it's very much perpetuates the same issues across the board with the genre. Like there's no ageism in any other genre. Nobody's telling Mick Jagger he's too old to get out there, and these dudes are still out here touring, man, and you know what I'm saying, singing the same songs from 25 years ago. But with hip hop is like there's always um, this requirement to always present something new. Um, you age out. You know what I'm saying? But not to get too far off the topic of the actual answer on the local scene. Um, I'm always gonna say what I have to say with love. I'm not a hater. A hater is someone who offers criticism with no solution. Um, I still see a lot of the energy being ego driven. A lot of it being again that lack of identity, therefore oftentimes a lack of integrity for the craft. And what I mean by that is not to say that people are outwardly malicious, but trying to manufacture sound with no feeling. A person can know how to read music, but if they're not playing with any type of feeling or intention or authenticity or soul, it's empty. And so I see a lot of that. I see a lot of people wanting to participate in the culture to be seen and not necessarily heard. And so I think a lot of what we have going on is so much centered around image. I say Rockford overall. Even outside of hip hop, it's like people want and desire the look of something, but you know, um, don't necessarily always take the initiative or put the work in to for that thing to be the thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can have a box over there. The inside, you can have the outside structure of one of those speakers. But if there's no actual speaker, no magnet, or I'm not sure how speakers are actually made now. I don't know if they still use magnets, but you know what I'm saying. It looks like a speaker, but when I turn it on, there's no sound.
Who's on Zen's top five?
Oh man, this is the ill-fated question. Uh, nah, I don't know.
I mean, and
So
at no point was
I'll preface it with this. I don't even think I can mention. I'm not gonna go down a list, and this is not an order. This is like for me, if I like something, it's like okay, this is what I like right now, and this is what I'm hearing right now, and this is what's like okay, I like this, so I'm gonna play this. Um, as far as local people, definitely chemistry. Um, I definitely fuck with them dudes, man. Those are my brothers. I don't think I've seen a duo locally do what they've done. Um, the music is formulaic, but not in a way that feels manufactured or cheap. Um, Taking all the just the right amount of the necessary elements to create a song and to structure it with a hook, that's got a certain R&B sound. Um, they kind of skip around to where like you can hear the difference and like okay, this has this particular region's influence. Good choices of beats and production. Um, you know, they can actually rap. It's lyrical, but not to the point where it's like somebody dropping an anvil on your head. Um, but not dumbed down to the point where it's um, Adonis the Ace. I like that dude's energy, man. He's kind of like I've heard some of the stuff, man, where it's very very radio poppy kind of stuff, and I get it. But my man got bars, and I've heard him just rap a beat down. Um, Vader, I like that dude, man. And I love, I got mad respect for teachers. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see teachers and I see nurses, I thank them for their service the same way people thank, military personnel for their service. Because these are two, people who one person keeps, um, they keep everybody in our society like healthy and alive. You know what I'm saying? Again, no disrespect to doctors, but a lot of what happens, you go to a doctor's office, who comes to see you first? Who takes care of you? And sometimes you don't see the doctor until it's something serious or whatever. The nurse, you know what I'm saying? And then teachers. Teachers. The education system is one of the main pillars of society. So I don't think that teachers get enough credit. I don't think nurses get enough credit or recognition. So I like to recognize them whenever I can. Um, Tangent. So, teacher. Vader is a teacher. He's a music teacher, and I think that's dope because it shows that you know, again, he's doing something he loves and he's sharing that in a way that's just like you know, hmm Vayder. Uh, yeah, man, multi-talented cat, man. He can play instruments, rap. I think he might sing a little bit. Um,
When you perform, I mean, not jumping off
no,
topic,
hey,
but
man, hey, this your show, man. Go wherever you want.
no, but I saw that you performed with a live band, right?
Oh man, I've always done that.
That's a regular. I thought obviously it was
Yeah, that's my thing. I love DJs. I perform with DJs too. Um, the thing with like a DJ is like, man, let's say the track skip, or let's say I run out of breath. The track's gonna keep going. I can signal for the drummer to slow down, or I can tell the drummer to do his thing, or I can tell the guitar player to get a solo while I catch my breath, or you know, crowd surf, or like, you know, catch somebody's draws from the crowd. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I just love it. You know, I grew up in church, so I kind of always been around like musical instruments. Um, Coming up in the spoken word scene and kind of making my way into like hip hop performance, you know, there was still always instruments, so that was something I always gravitated toward.
that's fine. Then how do you feel about artists that perform with the playback vocals?
You mean with the vocals?
Yeah, like,
That's a no no, man. Like it's one thing if you got like the vocals for like the hook, you know what I'm saying, but not your whole verse, man. That's like people go to karaoke, man, and they don't even got the words on the karaoke, man. Come on, man. You can't let that. You know, you can't call yourself a professional unless some amateurs outdo you. That's going out on Tuesday night without the vocals. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Well, before I forget, I know so you mentioned chemistry, right? Shout out to chemistry because I know they got an album that's coming out soon.
Yeah, man. I'm actually gonna be on that album too.
And definitely shout out, man, to the church guidance. I was actually listening to the album when I was in New York still.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So then when I came out here, then um, I still have to collaborate with them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
man, you should do it, man. If they're open to it, man, do it. I would like to hear that.
and the vibe, I'm sure because I know I definitely interviewed them as well, and the vibe. I know it has to be the vibe. You know what I'm saying? It has to be the right time
Yeah.
with the right feeling, and I'm completely for that. So it's cool when it happens organically, and I know it's gonna be fire.
Oh man, like I feel like true artistry, man, is always organic, man. And all you really got to do, man, is get the right people
Yeah,
in the room together, and then the rest of that shit just usually blossoms, man.
yeah. Yeah, also shout out to Michael Mike Check. You know,
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the bro too, man. Michael Mike Check, uh, Dana Copperfield. Shout out to my man PTA. Uh, Jazztography. Man, Hollow World Entertainment. We got a compilation album coming out. Be on the lookout for that. Um, let's see,
first quarter right now.
man. You know what? I'm not. I can't give you all the details, man. I don't want. I don't have a date. So I'm just making sure I put that out there though. Um,
Yeah, that's fire, man. I like to hear them.
I got so many things in my head right now. I want to shout out so many people, and I feel like I forgot somebody, but I'm just thinking about what's in the front of my mind right now. What came to mind. So we still got time. So I just sound like I'm up here talking to myself.
I'm back on, I think. I should be back on. check, mic check. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Let me see what. Yeah, we good. Nice. So you mentioned collaborative album, right?
Collaborate. Oh, it's a compilation.
Or
So
compilation.
I'm not really sure how the format is gonna be. If it's gonna be like a bunch of like matchups, or each person is gonna have their individual, something from that album or whatever. Man, I'm not sure how that's gonna be.
Any producers
Man,
that we
I
could shout out? You
man,
know what I
I
mean?
I don't I don't know who's producing on that,
Or any?
but
Or,
now that you just said like just any producer,
yeah, man.
man, shout out to my man Raze, Raze, my homie Raze, my brother Raze out in Milwaukee. He's
Oh,
got uh, some music out. He's got an album coming out. We actually got a project we're working on together. Shout out to my man Rude. Uh, also got some stuff I'm working on with him, but another local dynamic producer. Shout out to my man Lee Mage. Another person, even though you see him behind the camera a lot, man, shooting videos and whatnot. That brother's nice on the boards. Uh, my man Dusty Face. Shout out to Dusty Face. Um, Man, I always feel like I'm gonna forget somebody, man. But if I didn't say your name, don't take it personal. It doesn't
right.
mean that I'm off in the cut, man. Watching so much and seeing so many different things, man. Uh, but I see y'all. I see y'all.
Yo, shout out to everyone that's out here active. You know what I mean? Working on their craft. I love to see my feed sometimes. You know what I mean? When I see everyone is putting out previews to their next single. Their most recent music video. Or or their most recent poem. Or even those open mics that I be seeing that they be
Oh
having.
man, speaking of open mics, yo, I know people do stuff. Tiffany Love. I'm gonna shout out Tiffany Love. She does I think it's Tiffany Love and DJ Audie Boy at Sheila's Daiquiri Wednesday nights. They do a comedy poetry night. That's every Wednesday. Go check that out.
Yes.
Um, every Sunday night, Mary's Place does an open stage. I think it starts at like 7 or 8, and it's like they got a house drum kit, they got a house bass. There's a keyboard there. Usually, Henry Hamberlin plays keys, but you never know who's gonna be there. Yeah, man, you really never know what combination of people you're gonna get, but
Yeah.
it's always a jam, man. I mean, you get singers that come in there, rappers. You can go in there if you play the drums. You can go in and play the drums. Sometimes I go in and I play the drums. Whatever.
No.
Um,
How did you put together your band? Like how does that take place?
mm. I have had a couple of different bands. I'd say, um, just really, man, combinations of people that we kind of get together
Homies?
because, I mean,
Like childhood homies type of thing, or
Showstopper was like his rap name. But really, man, he's like the homie that actually got me rapping.
mm.
Back in like the first year of college, uh, he went to DeVry and I was going to the Illinois Institute of Art in Chicago. And I was living in DeKalb. And I had this rhyme I wrote. Something like that. light that's supposed to be on?
Yeah, hold it down.
Oh man, this shit is off, bro. It went off. Now it's on. It says channel one, and the battery is flashing. So we gonna have to like
Nah,
get a
but
dry erase board, man, and draw pictures or some shit. Like do some sign language. Um,
uh,
man, we'll figure it out.
sure, for
Otherwise, it'll
sure.
have to be to be continued.
Shout out to everyone that's tuned in right now. You know, if
Yeah,
you
man, because I'm boring as fuck. I'm telling you, I'm not a really exciting dude. I promise.
if you any hidden talents that you haven't shared with the people, that's like something that you've been like kind of hesitant to share, but like you want to share. Okay. Well,
So there's some people that know me as a poet. They've only ever really seen me do poetry.
mm,
And there's some people who only know me as a rapper. And then there's people who have heard me sing, know me as a singer from church or karaoke or shit like that.
yeah.
And then there's some people who only know me as a photographer. So it's interesting having like that kind of split. I don't know if I have anything like what I would say is like a super hidden talent. One of my friends was like, "Yo, you have like a hidden talent of being able to like retain random facts." I don't know. I don't know. I can kind of play the drums a little bit. I can play the bass a little bit, and I can play the piano a little bit, um, but not well enough to like for anybody to book me. So nobody get me out of it.
You on your Prince shit? Yeah.
You know, but I will say this: a lot of people don't know that Scarface, the rapper Scarface,
Yeah.
can play just as many instruments as Prince can play, and his main instrument is the guitar. And a lot of people don't know he's been interviewed for like Guitar Magazine, the whole nine. And one night, one of my friends ended up telling me they had some like an extra ticket for a show. They didn't tell me what the show was.
Mm.
So time comes, we end up at the Coronado, and it's Too Short, um, DJ Quick, and Scarface. And
What?
Twister ended up showing up
Right here?
here.
Wow.
Bro,
Oh yeah.
there was literally a symphony orchestra or ballet or some shit the night before in there. So imagine the people that are the ushers, they're in there for the ballet and all that shit, and then the next night, the whole place is just full of weed smoke.
Yeah, yeah.
And eventually, the ushers just ended up getting tired of asking who it was, and they were just like, "Fuck it," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Quick can actually play the bass, and he can play instruments. So they ended up having a live band. It's the jam session. I don't know who was playing drums, but
Nice.
DJ Quick was playing the bass, and Scarface was playing the guitar. Somebody was playing the drums, and they just freestyled in that. It was the dopest shit ever.
That's fire. And is there any footage you think YouTube?
Oh man, there's got to be some footage
Um.
somewhere. Even if it wasn't from that actual show, they did that on their tour or some other places, so you can find it.
Yeah. The that one record that you got with chemistry, kick that shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, talk to us about your verse. How like what inspired that verse, and why that verse to that record.
Man, so for me, I'm either gonna go with the vibe of the song. If you tell me there's a theme, then I'm gonna go with the theme. But um, I feel like there's always something that can be said in a way that can be receptive no matter what. And I'm not comparing myself to Andre 3000, but I
I think he's a good example excuse me, I think he's a good example of that. Like, we've seen him get on songs, and no matter what the energy is,
Yeah.
he always comes and says something that it will tie into the song, but it's still him, like, kind of saying his own thing.
Yeah.
And, it also could be, you know, my
Timeless too.
neurodivergence. That could also be it. But as far as that song, man, the verse was just, that was what came to me. And then, we came up with the concept for the video. And
Mm.
a lot of that was about just being like the average Joe. Here we are at the last stretch of the pandemic. During the time we put that together, I
Mm.
was working at a bar at the time, and Church was working at a restaurant. I think he was cooking somewhere, and I think Fly was like doing deliveries for someone like I don't know, some kind of parcel service, might have been FedEx or something. And so I thought, man, right now we're in a space where everybody is trying to escape from something. Like,
Yeah.
escapism was very heavy during this time, and um, someone said they couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no.
Um,
Mic check, mic check. Um,
so yeah, the last stretch of the pandemic, a lot of businesses went into escape mode. People came to their homes to like try to like work their way back into normalcy. And I thought, hey, you know what? Let's show people something that's relatable. You got all these people making videos, and I'm not knocking anybody, but flashing money or these crazy cars or like showing off materialism,
yeah.
and you got people struggling. So it's just
All
kind of
right.
like, why give somebody something to fantasize about when you give them something that could be hopeful, or at least something that's like, man, I had to watch this today too, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, yeah.
So the visual is, me bartending, and Fly was on. This is funny. So Fly is like taking out the trash, and Church is doing excuse me, Church is doing the dishes. Um, and so we're all doing rapping our verses while we're working, and the video ends when we're locking up, and we leave.
Yeah.
We end our day. Um, yeah, man, that's always been, I think, the most relatable shit to me is the thing that people are the most receptive to. And that doesn't mean that our situation is relatable to everyone. Street shit is relatable to some people. You know what I'm saying? People living, in poverty, that's relatable to somebody. People being rich, that's relatable to somebody.
All right.
So it just depends, man. And if you can figure out how to balance and be able to touch all of that, then that's like the next level. You know what I mean?
Is there any music that unreleased music that that
Oh, there's always unreleased music.
but like music that like you truly think you should have released it, or are because there's some people that have like old music to them,
Yeah.
and because of that they won't release it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some people that'll be like, nah, I just touched down out here in
Yeah.
Rockford, and
I got some stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, I think for me, is also like, for me, my fear has never been failure. I've failed enough times in my life to be an expert at that shit. But I also know that you don't succeed if you don't fail.
right,
But my fear has been success. Because a lot of people don't really think about the fact that, like, I'll use the example, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we come from the same time period of the Source magazine.
yeah,
And shout out to Questlove. He just did a post about this recently, um, talking about the five mic system. Matter of fact, the guy who came up with the five mic system, I forgot his name, and I feel terrible for it. But the guy who actually came up with the five mic system for the Source magazine and did most of the reviews just recently passed. So maximum number of mics that you could get. And
Yeah.
if you got 5 mics, that means you had a classic album.
Right.
I think Nas and maybe like what, one other person, 2 other people, are the only people who've gotten the
Mm,
five mics. But
yeah. 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 I can't remember who. I can't remember who else. Well, you think they would still be able to hear us if we don't have the microphones? Because mine is blinking, so mine is going to go
yo,
out.
mine went off again.
I think they can still be able to hear us.
Well, you had those. You probably should have used those the whole time.
Nah, this one. I think this one. Let's try. Connect that one on there. Let's see.
Yo, shout out to technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this joint right here on my collar
As long as it can hear, there's one microphone.
because I really don't like holding this shit, man.
I don't know. Did I? Oh, shit. That's what's done.
No, it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this one on?
Once you plug it in, that's it. It's good.
Is it? There's a power button in the back. So that's super clear. So now
Super clear.
Check 1, 2. How we sounding now?
We gonna get it together, as y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? We out here, episode 59 with the homie Zen. You know, definitely dope. I think the verse, the record overall is fire. The verse, you know, is fire. But we were talking about the unreleased record, right?
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, man. I always have. Oh, I was talking about success, and I was using a 5 mic system.
Right.
So like, that's the top thing. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people don't think about, like, once you make a certain achievement, the expectation now is for you to either do it again or to surpass it. And so that is why success has been terrifying to me, because of the pressure to replicate the thing you did or to exceed it. And sometimes I think, again, going back to that whole topic of like manufacturing, which is fine. People do that because there's like, hey, there's always going to be somebody that wants to hear Christmas music. So there's people that crank out Christmas music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But like, when you have artists that put their heart and their soul into pouring out an experience, whether that been like a divorce or, you know, getting through college or whatever the case, those are experiences that you can reproduce. And so imagine creating something like that and it resonating with people so much that they want you to do that again. And it's difficult to do that because you're not in that space anymore.
Right.
So that, you know, that can be a challenge. That can be a hurdle. So that's been part of it. And then the other thing is, once you release art, it's no longer yours. And no matter what your intention is, it doesn't dictate how someone interprets it. I could paint an entire billboard purple, and somebody somewhere is going to decide that's orange, and I can't do anything about it. And you know, and that's the thing, man. And so with artistry, man, it's a part. Like, I think consumers don't think about how things are made. Everybody wants the product, but very rarely do people respect the process.
Right.
And so they don't think about what people have to go through to produce these things, or what it takes, or how long, or what, you know, how much work. And you know, there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. With with like music celebrities, right, or music artists, um, from your favorite artists, which artist do you think that you would get fanned out about, like where maybe you would freeze or like I don't know, stutter or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if this mic is on, man. It's blinking at me. What's that
No,
mean? It's supposed to continue flashing like that?
unless that means that the battery's low.
Oh no.
Might be a little battery. They're saying it's super clear on here so far. No
Great,
complaints.
money.
Okay. All right.
They hear us?
Yeah, they said super clear. No issues since.
I'm just making sure.
So which do you think that you would have an art like a you where you would get like fanned out like
Oh
seeing, like,
man,
your
you
favorite
know,
artist?
I think the only person that could probably turn me into an 11-year-old boy, Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
I think that's the only famous person that I think that I would like meet and just be like, oh man, because
Shout out to Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder is a genius, man. Like, yeah, sure he's blind, but even a person with sight, I don't think could ever describe the world the way that Stevie Wonder has through music in such a way that's timeless, that's ahead of its time, that can travel back in time. You know what I mean? Like, imagine making something that people are gonna remember for generations. Things that are synonymous. Like, dude came up with like the quote unquote Black Birthday song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ribbon in the Sky. I mean, shit. The whole Songs in the Key of Life album is just
All right, now we're having mic problems again.
me or him.
And say they said fix the mic.
This joint
They
still
can't hear us?
it's still blinking for me, bro.
They don't hear
I just said fix the mic. They didn't say.
us.
Yeah,
Oh.
this joint blinking, but I can't tell if it's trying to connect or what. We gotta do a sound check.
Sound check. All right, so Stevie Wonder.
Stevie
All
Wonder.
right, says you're good.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, that's crazy. Nah, definitely shout out to Stevie. There's been stories out there where they say, like, Stevie Wonder, he FaceTime Snoop Dogg.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
like-
I've heard those stories, man.
You heard
There's
him?
it's there's different levels to blindness, and some people see shadows.
Yeah.
Some people. I don't know, man. I think that brother is blind.
They were talking about it, and they were like, imagine, like, what if he can see, like, all this whole time? Like,
Hey, I heard a story about him whooping somebody's ass in the studio. I forgot who it was, man, but was it Ray Parker Jr. that was telling the story? I think it was Ray Parker Jr. that told the story in the interview about Stevie beating somebody up.
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. What is somebody gonna do, man? Run up on stage and like shove them to see what happens? Like,
right. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. So since with the photography, when you've released music, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you take your own pictures? Like,
so another part of not man, I don't think this mic is working, bro.
Yeah, I got one person saying it's good. One person saying it's really low.
I don't don't know how to adjust this, bro. I'm not familiar with your technology.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead.
Put the volume on.
Bro, is this a functional ashtray or is this or just a prop?
Nah, that's a problem.
I
But
don't wanna mess up the prop.
yeah.
I'll grab you one.
I appreciate you, my brother. All right, man. I think we can hear now. Thank you, sir.
It went.
Yeah, this a nice tray of ashes, sir.
Let's see if they can hear us now.
Better now.
What's up with these mics, man? I don't know why they gotta. Normally these you can plug them in and they connect and you get money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, things
Yeah.
happen.
So it's good now, though.
Easy.
All right, where were we?
We're talking about Stevie.
Stevie Wonder. Yes, I think that brother is blind. I don't think that brother can see, man.
Who's a music artist that you would love to collaborate with? Mainstream or local?
Man, let me see. Mainstream or local? Locally, there's a bunch of people, man, that I would like to do records with that we've already discussed it. And some stuff is like up in the air, some of it's in motion.
Mm.
I think it'd be dope to do a joint with Miles Nielsen, or I'd probably say like Mr. P. I think it'd be cool to do some shit with Mr. P. Shout out to my homie Brandon Veronica, Miles Walker, Joe Sanchez. Those are the homies, man. Definitely some artists, musicians, man, that people should know about. Shout out to my guy Demoris the minister. Another very talented individual, amazing drummer, rapper, just a dope creative force.
Any shows coming up or anything in the near future? No?
I don't have anything slated at this moment, but that doesn't mean that nothing can happen. Oh man, shout out to excuse me, shout out to my man Fly Jones. I'm gonna share it on my socials, so you can go and look for it there. Right now, just this past year, Fly hosted the Rotten Peach Fest, which was a music festival. It was, I think the shit smashed for like the first year. Right now, he's looking for more talent for this year. So I'll post the information for that. If anybody that's interested, they can tap into that info, man, and reach out to him.
Sure. We'll make sure to add it too. You know what I mean? We definitely right there too in the same. I got to perform last year.
Yeah, I remember seeing you there, man. I was taking photos, man. I was in and out between shifts at work.
That's crazy. Yeah, those shots you called were real dope, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Which I need a photo shoot.
Man, hey, you got my info, man. Let me know. Book something, man. Get you right.
So many dope talents, bro. Definitely shout out to all the talents that you mentioned. I'm not familiar with probably only chemistry. I'm gonna get into it, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey man, it's a lot of stuff out here, man. I really would like to see people really come together. I don't think that there's any real consistent unity.
I
And I would love to see that. I love to see egos put to the side. I love to see people understand that, you look at the military, everybody's not the general. Just like everybody can't be the quarterback. Understanding a role and what you have to offer, even in a marriage, right? You know, you got one person that might do this thing this time, but then next time, you know, the other partner does it. And people got to understand, like, man, everybody can't drive the whole time. And I think once we establish the fact that roles switch, doing things based on necessity, and not, you know, based on how I feel or entitlement, I think we could achieve so much more. I think that we could create a collective identity for our region, for our city, like other cities have and can. Um, I've you lived in New York. I lived in New York, man, and I've seen people literally going at it physically, but was right back at the spot the next week to make that money. They never fucked up the money. I see people out here fuck up the money for free. You know what I'm saying? For what? Because you and your feelings, because of ego, because of again competition, because you lack identity.
Honestly, I've gotten to see both sides of the coin. To be honest, where I've gotten to see where
And I'm sorry. Me saying that is not saying that's not. I'm not saying that that's the definition of the scene. I'm just saying that that is the opportunity. That's where opportunity lies. There are many things that people are doing right. There are people who have come together who have been successful in creating things. I just feel like there's room for more of it. There's opportunity for more of it to manifest in the way that people constantly say they desire. You just got to put the work in and make the sacrifice.
what do you think? What do you think holds back the artists from collaborating?
One of the things I said, ego, competition, the fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say no names, but like I rap. I think I'm a decent rapper. Some people think I'm really good. I'll leave that to people to say. Um, but I've had people hit me up to do a feature and not want me to rap with them. They're like, oh yeah, man, could you do a spoken word on this? Or something that is either not the same or doesn't seem threatening. And I'm not just saying me. I've seen people do that with other people because they don't want to get outshined or they might be intimidated by somebody else. But that's how you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine, I don't know, pick anybody that did a record with Black Thought or Nas or even Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick wasn't scared. He rapped circles around Jay-Z.
Yeah.
J. Cole wasn't scared. He rapped circles. I don't care what anybody says. J. Cole rapped circles around Jay-Z on A Star Is Born.
On the Born Sinner album, right?
No, on Blueprints 3.
On the what? On the what record?
Blueprint 3.
Oh, right. That's the cover with the. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, that cover was created by Daniel Arsham, I believe his name is. He's an artist, I believe, from the UK. All his work is like plaster. So this dude will like recreate this whole room and all just plaster. So all those music instruments on the cover of that was plastered with like, I think it was like some red paint or something red across it. That was all those instruments, that whole sculpture plastered.
And they did like a documentary or something, and then the whole, like there was a whole you know what I'm saying, like a segment basically where they were just focused on the dude that created the cover.
Yeah, man, like that dude recreated like an entire DeLorean. That shit was dope.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like, but then at the same time, not everyone appreciates the art in that way. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know, of course, things are up for interpretation and they're subjective, but it's always again, it's part of that whole thing we talked about as far as identity.
Yeah.
And it's either something very closely related to, or a connection between that artist and the other artist who's creating a visual, or sometimes it's giving the other person creative license. Like think about every Busta Rhymes video you've ever seen is, him paying homage to some black film or some pop culture reference that has absolutely nothing to do with the song.
Right.
But I've always loved that formula for creating because it does two things. It forces you to look at what's happening, but then you have to come back now and listen to what's being said, for sure.
Yeah.
But then if the image is visceral enough, now you got like somebody now because it's etched in your mind. And so now whenever you hear those words, you see that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You Buster saying, give me some more. You see him with that big ass hat on,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? And, his hair moving around, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
animated
that.
And, yeah.
So when you couldn't think of which album I was talking about, what happened? The image came to your mind. You was like, oh,
right.
It was that album that had this on it.
Yeah.
So that art is important, even if it's not fully, oftentimes it's taken for granted, but even if it's not fully grasped, it is something that it becomes ingrained.
Yeah. And I actually had forgotten that J. Cole was on that.
That was right around the time, I believe, shortly after he got signed. So the speculation is the reason that, because people said Jay was notorious for it when he was running Def Jam, pushing people's shit back.
Right.
Why he did his shit or stacking artists on his shit. And so that was around the time people said that J. Cole and Jay Electronica were writing his stuff for him. But if you listen to those albums, I'm a huge fan of like writing. I like the back stories of everything. And so if you think about it, like listen to each track on Blueprint 3. Listen to the styles, listen to the cadence, listen to the deliveries, right?
Yeah.
Listen to Hater. Big Sean wrote that song. And it's so easy to pick up on it if you listen to them. You know what I mean?
And if you're familiar with, you know what I mean? Like, I guess,
very few MCs rap in triplets. Most Def would do it every so often, but someone who does it consistently, Nas and Pharoah Monch. So I would almost easily and almost immediately be able to spot like, okay, Nas wrote this verse, but somebody else is rapping it. Or Pharoah Monch wrote this verse, because not only does he have the ability to rap in that pattern, he has a specific delivery, which, if you know his backstory, very fascinating. His delivery is such because he had chronic asthma. And so he would actually use rap to produce certain breathing patterns to combat his asthma. And that was how he overcame his breath control.
Shout out to Math people, you know what I'm saying? Nas has been doing crazy.
Man, crazy numbers, crazy, like just business, just building. And it's like, that's legacy, that's longevity. And none of it is manufactured. I mean,
fire power moves, you know. Man, I don't know. I kind of feel like,
yo, it's 11/11. Make a wish.
well, make a wish. When Jay-Z and Nas are in the same sentence, you know what I'm saying? a lot of the times people be like, "Oh, Jay, right?" And then they be like, "Oh, look at all the problems, or look at all the businesses, or you know what I'm saying, all the success stories that Jigga has, and then
So I'll say this. I believe that Jay-Z has been a successful businessman.
mm,
However, I am not a fan of him as an artist. Um, I believe in people being and doing what they say. I believe in people being who they say they are. I do not agree with the performance or participation of capitalism under the guise of black power or empowerment of any group. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's predatory and deceptive. And I feel like Jay's track record illustrates this too many times for me to see him as someone who's moving with integrity as it applies to the culture and the preservation and protection of that culture. Um, but other than that, yeah, man, you just made some cool business moves and made a lot of money.
who's in your top five?
My top five, what?
Um, MCs.
MCs. Okay. Oh man, this is like the ill-fated question. Um,
Does that bother you for that later?
oh, absolutely, man. It's my little pink lighter.
I need to hear your top five, bro.
And you know what? It moves around.
Since you're big in writing.
Yo, Lupe is definitely in my top five. Lupe Fiasco. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco.
And not in any particular order, right?
Not in any particular order. So I'm not even ranking them. Like, honestly, man, I feel like five is like too, but
yeah,
definitely Lupe Fiasco. Black Thought. And if I had to rank, yo, I'm putting Black Thought probably in my like number one spot. I feel like he's earned that, man. The longevity, consistency,
I met him one time.
versatility. Like, this dude has been on. I think he might have more features than Jay-Z. And I'm not picking on Jay-Z. I'm just because he's considered one of the more popular people. Like, maybe I don't know. I don't think he's had more features than Drake. But I put Drake in a different category a little bit.
Like Black Thought and Drake, you're saying different categories?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Drake is like completely hip hop, and like that's a whole nother conversation that probably deserves a whole nother episode. So we're not gonna go there. But Lupe, Black Thought, shit, Nas. So let's see, Black Thought, Lupe, Nas. Man, this is difficult. This is very fucking difficult. Man, Elzai, man, is like Elzai is super underrated, man, in my opinion. Elzai, former member of Slum Village from Detroit. Shout out to Elzai. I got a crazy story about how he almost ended up on my mixtape. And because of some like fucking red tape shit, ended up not being able to.
No, you gotta share it. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's pretty much that, man. That shit was like back in the MySpace days, and after Dilla passed, it was a bunch of shit with his estate. So it was a beat, and it was basically like you couldn't rap over the beat that I had because it was a Dilla beat and like contract shit. But I mean, it was cool to like almost have opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, you got that light? Yeah, man. I'm gonna put Elzai on this list, and just remember, this list shifts. You know, at times. I mean, there's at least two people that stay in that space. But so I said, Black Thought, Lupe Fiasco, Nas, Elzai. I got one more. Oh, man, yo, it's hard, man, because sometimes I'll be like on my rapidy rap shit,
Yeah.
and you just like, damn, uh,
Like it shifts, yeah, definitely, and
man, yeah.
based on, yeah, of course, based on, you know what I'm saying, what you're going through with the movie.
Like, I fuck with Jay Electronic and real heavy.
Mm.
I really dig Earl Sweatshirt, man.
Tyler?
You know, Tyler grew on me because I never really looked at it. Tyler, and even Tyler said this. I never looked at him as like an MC. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyler was always like more of a producer, and even he'll consider himself a pop artist. But I said he's a pop artist who can rap. You know what I'm saying? He's like
Nerd.
Pharrell, man, but
Right.
like on steroids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I used to say that like if you fuck with or have ever heard Mick Jenkins, shout out to Mick Jenkins, man. Mick Jenkins is a beast.
Mm.
I always said that Mick Jenkins sounded like Mick Jenkins was Tyler the Creator if he could actually rap. Just the way they were delivering and their vocal tones at the time, they just sounded similar. But like Tyler really proved himself. Not that he had to prove anything to me, but just or even was trying to prove anything to anybody else. But like he really showed. I'll change the word in that. He really showed, man, like his capacity, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I dig it. I got a chance to see him live, and I didn't enjoy him at first, and he kind of grew on me. And then watching him is almost like watching this dude grow up and shit.
Right.
And I'm older, so I don't know. That shit kind of made me feel old. But
no.
Getting a chance to see him a couple years ago live was like a whole nother level, man. Him and Vince Staples put on a hell of a show.
I've heard a lot about Vince Staples, like his live sets. You know what I'm saying?
The energy was just off the fucking meter, bro. And then what's that guy's name? Tizo Touchdown. I'd never heard of him before. This dude had a nice core following. The crowd, look out to the crowd, all these kids, all these people knew. And it was a crazy show because you saw kids and then you saw parents like my age and like a little bit older and shit. They're together. And they all like knew different music. What's her name? Callie Uchis? She was there.
Okay.
Vince Staples, Tizo Touchdown, and then Tyler was the headline. And I mean, Callie had the whole choreography. She had dancers and shit. Yeah. Tyler had this dope ass set. It looked like a balcony. So he
probably fireworks and
a
shit.
Car.
A car.
This old ass fucking car. Dude just took on tour with him. The car comes up out of the floor, bro. He gets out the car. He got a driver. It's a little white dude. Dude gets out, gets all of his luggage and shit, carries his luggage up. Dude goes up into this fucking balcony, and the whole side of the wall is a projection. So you got the balcony, and so it changes. It looked like he on these steps, and then it looked like he in like an alley and shit. And he just started off, man, rapping his hard ass verse, and then the shit changes. And so there's a stage here, there's a stage on the other side of the stadium, and then there's like a whole fucking sea of people in the pit, and then this motherfucker did one set, like one album, gets into a fucking boat, bro, a blue ass fucking yacht, like not a yacht, a boat.
Yeah.
The crowd parts. This motherfucker takes the boat across to the other side of the stadium. It's another stage. He gets on there and does a different album, whole different vibe, motherfucking fire and shit, tumbleweeds and crazy shit. Then comes back to the other side and closes out and does. Dude, it was the dopest shit I've seen like live in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then Vince, he didn't even have all them props and shit. He just had this one stage. I think it was like some fog or something, and the rest of it was just pure energy, man. He had the whole fucking crowd, bro. And Tizo, man, same thing. He had a hype man. His hype man was on some Split Star shit, man. He was like, and they had their thing where they was wearing like hard hats or something and like construction gear. It was kind of, at first it was throwing me. I'm like, wait a minute, man, what's these dudes on? And then
Yeah.
shit, they got to going. And I was like, all right, man, this is okay.
Yeah,
This is okay.
You kind of overlook the dresswear. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's crazy, man. Like
I say, man, we can't demonize the youth. We got to try to teach them what we know, but understand that they're not going to be immediately receptive because they saw our generation and the one prior sell motherfuckers out. So there's no trust. And so we complain about the condition of the subject matter, but it's a reflection of the condition of the people. All media is. It always has been historically. It's the most accurate depiction of the people's condition. That's why the musicians and the writers and the poets historically have always been demonized because the accuracy of that depiction was always in contrast of the propaganda that the government and the church, whatever belief system it is, wants to to convey or put out. And so it's like, oh, this music is the devil. Oh, this is the devil. Or this is illegal. This is terrorism, whatever it might be.
yeah,
And so the artists will always be persecuted in that way because of that.
and it's always hip hop, right?
I wouldn't limit it to hip hop. I think every genre has had their run-ins with that sort of thing, and it's all because of the subject matter. They're all the same stories. They're all the same stories, just told in different languages, just told,
Yeah.
you know, from people with different environments or people with different, you know, ideologies, you know, what have you. Because country music ain't nothing but white man's blues.
How does Zen pick like the beats that you're gonna rap on? Do you already listen to them prior to making it to the studio, or you make it to the studio?
Sometimes, man, it's either or, man. Like,
Which one do you prefer?
I don't think I have a preference. I think I like the idea of discovery, and then I also like the idea of planning something and organizing. So if you know you present me with something like tonight, you play the beat, I'm like, oh, this is dope. I'm gonna go home and listen to it. I'm gonna go write, and then come back. Now I'm prepared. Versus, man, I'm feeling this. I got a verse right now. Turn the mic on. It just depends.
Mm-hmm. Or even like, for example, like that, like where I play something and then you're like, oh, it's dope, and then you just start writing right on the spot. You know what I mean? And as we vibing, I don't know. You know what I mean? And that hour in or whatever, and then all of a sudden that's it. You're done with your verses, and you know what I mean? That I've had some of my dopest verses actually. I've written them like that.
Bro, there's so many ways, man, to do shit.
Yeah.
And the most unusual ways that things will come about. Yeah, man.
Sometimes the most simplest too, right?
Yeah, it's true, man.
Maybe,
I used to sit in alleyways sometimes, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. You just get inspiration from different things, different places, and sometimes it could be a certain smell or um, certain background noise, whether it be water running or rain or whatever, or it could be just the energy, an energy that you can't explain. You just know, like, I'm here, I feel this way, and I want to create.
Yeah.
I used to. This is gonna sound crazy, but I had never been to a strip club until I was in my late 20s, maybe 30s. And I had a homie. He was roommates for a minute, And where he used to live, that was like a more common thing. He was like, people were like, man, going to a strip club was like going to Denny's or whatever. I was like, I get that, I can see that. But it just was something that never really interested me. So we had fallen out over some bullshit, and we ended up, kind of, burying the hatchet, or as they say. And I had been going through something. And he didn't know. Once he found out, he was like, "Oh man, you gotta go to the titty bar, man." And so I'm like, "I don't want to do that, bro. Can we go somewhere else?" And he was like, "All right, man, we'll go somewhere else." He was driving, and it was winter, man. It was like the below zero days, man. And
That's crazy.
he pulls up to State Street Station, and I can't sit in the car. I'm like, I don't want to go in there, but I can't really sit in the car because it's so cold. So I'm like, fuck it. I go inside. I just shaved my head, man. And I'm sitting and I'm facing him. We're talking, and I feel these hands on my head, like rubbing my head. I'm just kind of freeze, and I'm like, oh shit. And he kind of looks and he smirks, kind of laughs or whatever. He's like, I'm gonna go get some drinks, man. And I turn around, man, and it was a young lady who used to be one of our supervisors at the call center. So imagine going from seeing somebody you always see in like business attire to like seeing them damn near naked. That was, you know, but
Did she recognize you?
yeah, she did recognize me.
Oh shit.
And yeah, it was, but it was all good. She wasn't shocked or ashamed in any way. Not that I feel like she should be ashamed, but not knowing how to navigate a situation that you don't expect, you just don't really know. Anyway, the point of the story is after this interaction, she ended up going